Good morning. I'm Jim Luciardi, athletic director here at Lawrence High School. And as you can see behind me, they've started renovation on the new turf field that hopes to be completed by probably November 22nd. They've started picking up the old turf. I imagine by the end of today or tomorrow, it'll be completely picked up, and they'll regrade, and then they'll wait for the new turf to come in, and it should take about 4 or 5 days for them to put the new turf down.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy to be here this morning to see that the work got started on the new field. We're excited to get the money from the insurance to pay for it, and they get right at it because they know we're gonna make sure we get that Thanksgiving game in. We're on target to do that, and we're on target to make sure the field looks beautiful. Make sure this doesn't happen again.
And with me is Liz, and today is Friday, November 4th, and here's what's been happening this week inside LHS.
Monday of the week was the first day of the new marking period. The first quarter ended on Friday. Teachers have been entering in grades into Power School this week. Report cards for the first marking period come out next Monday, November 7th. Progress reports for the second marking period come out early in December. The second marking period runs until the middle of January 2017.
Today is the last day for MCAS English Language Arts retesting. Since Wednesday, students who still have to pass the ELA MCAS have been testing their writing and reading skills. Passing the ELA MCAS is a graduation requirement here in Massachusetts.
And next week, it is the MCAS math retest. Students who still need to pass the math part of the MCAS test will spend next Wednesday and Thursday, November 9th and 10th, retesting the MCAS math test. Passing both the English, math, and science MCAS test is a graduation requirement in Massachusetts.
In Lancer Sports this week, the girls' volleyball team has made it into the state MIAA tournament, playing this past Wednesday against Masconomet. The football team is in action tomorrow in a Saturday morning game at Lynn English. The game starts at 11 a.m., and next Friday they go against Masconomet in another away game at 7 p.m., and that's it for Lancer Sports.
Next Tuesday, there is no school for students of the Lawrence due to November 8th being Election Day. Registered voters will go to the polls to vote for President of the United States and other offices. For teachers, the day will be a full day in service day.
As Liz just said, next Tuesday, November 8th, is Election Day in the U.S. and here in Massachusetts. In addition to voting for the candidates running for various offices, here in Massachusetts, there are also 4 questions on the ballot that voters will vote yes or no on, questions that could really change the state.
The first question says expanding slot machine gaming by adding more parlors and casinos, potentially removing the 2011 law. A yes vote proposes that they will open up 1 parlor for up to 3 resorts and will be licensed by the Penn National Gaming. A no vote will just leave the old law in place and stay the same.
Question 2 on the ballot, if approved, it will add up to 12 new charter schools in Massachusetts. If voted yes, the number of job openings will increase due to the need of teachers and staff. They believe charter schools will help by having smaller classes as opposed to larger numbers of students. Students wouldn't be distracted because of the environment they're in. They also believe that going to a charter school will give them a better opportunity for success in the future. A no vote means that the law stays the same. They also believe that charter schools have a negative impact on education in the state because of the 2-tier system that comes with additional charter schools.
Question 3 on the ballot asks voters if they would like to implement a ban on the sale of animal products which comes from farms that don't use human confinement of animals. A yes vote would support the proposal to prohibit the sale of eggs, veal, or pork of a farm animal confined in spaces that prevent the animals from lying down, standing up, extending its limbs, or turning around. A no vote means we would continue to sell farm products with no restrictions on the care of the animals. A yes vote would likely result in the rise of prices in farm animal product prices like eggs and other animal products.
And question 4 is one of the ballot questions being talked about, the one ballot question that is spouting controversy amongst those who live in Massachusetts. That is whether to legalize marijuana for recreational use or to keep the current law. A yes vote will mean marijuana will be legal for recreational use for those of age 21 and older. A no vote will mean that the current law will remain in place, prohibiting marijuana from being sold and being used for recreational use. There are numerous pros and cons for and against the legalization. Increase of stoned driving and the worry of marijuana spiking curiosity in children are some of the concerns about changing of the law, are what those who are against the legalization of marijuana are stating. On the other hand, it would allow wider access of marijuana for medical use and allow its tax revenues to go into schools and children are what those who are for the legalization of marijuana are stating.
And next Tuesday, there is no school due to it being election day. Teachers will have professional development while we have the day off.
This coming weekend, it is the end of daylight saving time. Sunday night at 2 a.m. or before you go to sleep that night, we set the clocks back 1 hour as we return to Eastern Standard Time. So remember to set your clocks back 1 hour before you go to sleep on Saturday night. The Lawrence Fire Department also reminds you that it is a good idea to check the batteries in your smoke detectors at the same time.
And also, next Friday, November 11th, there is no school due to the Veterans Day holiday. It is a day we remember all of the people who have served the country. In addition to there being no school, banks and government offices are closed. Most stores are open on Veterans Day.
And next week, because of the Veterans Day holiday, Inside LHS will be online available for you to watch in seminar on Thursday, November 10th.
As always, Inside LHS is on all weekend long on cable here in the city on Comcast 99 and Verizon 41. In addition, you can find it on the LPS homepage and link to YouTube to see it.
Thanks for watching. Have a great long weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.